Do you know what separates a forgettable story from one that keeps you up at 2 a.m., wishing that you can experience it for the first time again? It is not just the plot, it is how it's told. And Wuthering Waves 2.2 is proof that storytelling can take a decent idea and make it great, or a great one and send it straight into absolute cinema. When they get it right, it is like the glue in the system. Every twist, every reveal sticks with you, and 2.2 is the backbone of a quest that I can't shake. But here's the flip side: screw it up, and even the most brilliant concept turns into a dull recap that you would press the skip button for. If your game has a skip button, that is. If it doesn't, then I guess you're just gonna be mashing buttons. I have seen gacha games fumble that bag so many times. Still images with a 20-minute exposition dump, or say, I don't know, promising to ditch those black screen white text walls only to serve up white screens black text like it's a glow up. A bold move, devs. You have outdone yourselves here. Oh my god, the devs technically listened. Meanwhile, Wuthering Waves 2.2 says, nah, I'd win. I am borderline obsessed with how Wuthering Waves has dialed this in for 2.2. I have heard so many people calling it peak, and I am inclined to agree. It is definitely execution done right. So where does this magic kick off? With this sound that pulls you in deep, the music. Now, if the voices in your head has been bothering you lately and you want to break from it, let's listen to the music in 2.2 because it's grabbing your entire soul and running with it. This isn't just some loud background playlist you play while streaming to keep your viewers from falling asleep. This is the heartbeat of every single scene. The fuel that takes a solid moment and launches it into epic territory. Picture this, right? A massive showdown, weapons clashing, stakes through the roof. And then the score hits with this pulse-pounding rhythm that syncs up with your adrenaline. And it all happens whether you're ready or not. It is not optional. The tracks turn a bittersweet cutscene into the kind of sob fest that has you reaching for tissues between dialogues. I got chills. Actual chills when one particular track dropped during the final battle. It is pure fire, bro. The kind of sound that lingers long after you've closed the game. But let's be real, if they flubbed this, right? If they slapped some generic elevator music on a pivotal scene, the whole mood would have tanked faster than the stock market recently. Imagine you watch a really important character in the story die, and then before you can even process what happened, you hear, "You are my special." It ruins everything. You would be left feeling nothing instead of everything. 2.2 doesn't make that mistake. It leans in hard and setting the stage for something even bigger. And what is amplifying that sound? My answer is the visuals that is framing every moment. Because if music is setting souls on fire, the cinematography in 2.2 is here to flex and remind you that this is not just a game, it is a movie-level storytelling. No glaze, just facts, baby. The way that they handle the camera is pure chef's kiss, turning every scene into something fun or heavy depending on what it needs. Take the fight scene between 𝗿𝗏𝗏𝗏 and Rover, the best fight scene in the entire gacha space in my opinion. Goosebumps City, no exaggeration. I felt it in my G-spot. You've got these dynamic cameras circling the fight, wide shots of the battle. It literally makes it feel like the strongest versus the strongest, bro. And then the close-ups on their faces making you feel the tension of it. It is legit a visual feast. When I saw that, it got my glue everywhere. And I admit, I kept rewinding just to catch every frame. It is that captivating when they get it right. People are calling it cinematic gold, absolute cinema, and I agree because when it hits, it hits. If they had fumbled this with like clunky angles or bad cuts, or even worse, black screen and white text, baby. Rover is fighting 𝗿𝗏𝗏𝗏. That is so epic. Like what? It would be a mess. Heck, it would feel insulting to play that kind of game, my opinion. 2.2 doesn't stumble there. It is building something massive. But if you have been paying attention so far, who do you think is the center of this epic frames? That's right, the answer is your main character, Rover. While the music and visuals painting 2.2's world, the main character is carrying you through it. If you caught my video the other day talking about Rover and how they're great main characters, you would know that I got thoughts. But basically, back in the day, Rover was this blank slate, right? A silent avatar for us to project onto while we chased echoes and waifus. Well, not anymore. In 2.2, they got a voice, a lot of dialogues, a vibe, and suddenly it is you in the game. Woohoo! Every step feels like it matters because Rover is not just coasting, they are in it. When they are locking in on a clutch moment or standing firm against the odds, you are not just watching a cutscene, you are in the chaos with them. And I have heard the buzz about this topic, right? Players are saying that it makes every plot feel personal, and I get it, but it also doesn't make it bland with all of these self-insert characters in the gacha game genre, right? It's like you can put yourself staring down 𝗿𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, Princess carrying 𝗿𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 herself, collecting wives and husbandos left, right, and center, encounter. I mean, don't judge me, it is that immersive. The self-insert in Wuthering Waves, it feels like they turned it into an anchor and not a lifeless shell. And it's got me hooked, I'm gonna be so for real. If you want to learn more about that, you better watch the other video I did. After this video, of course. But anyways, that's not the only thing that makes it pop off like that. I think the voice acting is bringing them into life as well. I'm gonna be so honest, they're doing some heavy lifting here. I've talked about it multiple times before, but can you blame me? I'm a sucker for voices, okay? And yes, I watched every ASMR girlfriend comforting me to sleep videos on my timeline. Not the one made by Captain Cabinets though, that genuinely gave me nightmares. But anyways, the voice acting in Wuthering Waves 2.2 isn't just good. It's the spark that makes every character feel like they could walk off the screen and into your room. As creepy as it may sound, I think I would be into it, personally. No, I'm not lonely, by the way. I'm just like, you've got 𝗖cie𝗽𝗆𝗵𝗁 with this cute shy girl charm, or Rover's raw aura that is all determination and heart, or 𝗖cie𝗽𝗆𝗵𝗁, the anime guy, or not really the anime guy, aren't I? Their every line lands like it's the most badass anime character ever. And it's not just about filling the silence, right? It is about making you laugh with them, tense up when they shout, or hold your breath in when the scenes are sinking. The voice acting performances add a whole layer of depth that makes you root for these characters really hard. And I'll be honest, there was a moment in the story where I completely forgot reality because I was so caught up listening. It is that immersive when it's done right. But here's the kicker, if the delivery is off, right? If you get those flat phoned in lines, it's like someone unplugged the whole vibe. A supposedly tense standoff becomes a snooze fest, and you are left scrolling TikTok on your phone instead of caring about the story anymore. It really reminds me of the beginning of Wuthering Waves, right? In launch especially, Yang is so flat. I mean, the voice acting like the character. Rover has no soul, but everything since then has changed. And I'm so glad that it did, because now Wuthering Waves nails it, and it is setting us up for something even more intense. Because what is amplifying all of this emotion? I think it's also the facial expressions. It is something quieter that is still pulling its weight. The facial animations, right? These aren't just pretty details, they are doing some serious heavy lifting here, stacking layers onto the stakes without even trying. Well, I guess you are trying, but it lifts it up. You catch a sight of 𝗖cie𝗽𝗆𝗵𝗁 being shy and blushing, or 𝗖cie𝗽𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗆 Wait, who's her name again? Or the emotions Cantarella is showing and the impact on her sacrifice. Or fleur-de-lis from being shocked to making a relieved smile that hits you right in the gut. It is all there in the eyes and the lips. It is the kind of thing where you feel exactly what they are going through. And it makes every moment land harder than a maxed out crit stat. Players are pointing out to stuff like the Cantarella twist, saying that those expressions are what turn a solid reveal into something that you're still thinking about during your next play session. It's the way that this scene captures the emotions and the impact of her sacrifice. It is definitely the best non-cutscene moment of 2.2. When they nail it like this, it is seamless. You are locked in. But what if they've gone stiff or off with those faces? It would be like a puppet show with the strings showing, yanking you out of the story faster than a server crash. No wonder in these gacha games, people are begging for a skip button. No shot, because your storytelling is that bad. 2.2 Wuthering Waves nails it, polishing every detail to shine, and when all of these pieces, music, visuals, characters, voices, faces, you get something unforgettable. Okay, let's just wrap this up, right? Because 2.2 is where Wuthering Waves ties it all together and just nails it. You've got music that slaps you awake during every worthy moment, voices that grip you like you're part of the crew, faces that say everything without a word, Rover stepping up as your avatar in the fray, and camera shots that stun you into silence. It is not just a checklist, it is a symphony of storytelling flex that hits every note. When you nail every piece like this, it is not just some forgettable side quest, it is a masterpiece that you're still mulling over even after you close the game. People are calling this peak, with folks saying that it's the best story the game's ever done, and I'm not here to argue. This isn't just another update, it's the devs flexing how it's supposed to be done, showing off what happens when every gear clicks. If they had tripped on any of this, we would be shrugging right now, not cheering. Imagine a half-baked version where nothing lands. Well, you don't really need to imagine, you can just play Honkai Star Rail. You are my specials! Oh, wow, wow, wow.